What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. The sun is setting and the dust particles are out to play. They are unpaid actors in today's video, but just try and ignore them and focus on me. We're going to be talking about something really exciting today, which is essentially just evolving into the most beautiful version of yourself, no matter what your age is. I posted this video on TikTok about a week ago, and it really resonated with so many women. So I wanted to dive into it even further here on my YouTube channel as we kind of figure out together the direction of how this channel is going to go. But anyways, I have written a script to kind of keep me on track because I do have a tendency to just like veer off. Here at 41, I am the most confident version of myself than I have ever been. My teenage life, my 20s, my 30s, I feel like they almost didn't exist. And I feel like, especially a lot of the women that commented on that TikTok video said that they could resonate with the whole idea. I mean, I had kids. I got pregnant at 19. I had my first daughter at 20, my second daughter at 22. And I feel like when you're in those early trenches of motherhood, you never really, especially when you have kids that young, even though there's a lot of discrepancy on if that is young on TikTok. But here where I live, most people have kids in their mid to late or early 40s. So I was definitely one of the youngest ones. And I feel like I never really got to discover who I was as an individual because I was just in survival mode for so long. And there's so many women that can resonate with that story. So anyways, I want to talk a little bit more about that. And then I also want to talk to you guys about some things that I did in the past year when I sort of entered what I'm calling chapter 2 of my life, which is chapter 1 of my adult life was very much, I was a mom, okay? And I loved being a mom. If you guys were following me a year ago on TikTok, you will know how hard this transition was for me, especially at the early stages, like last year, when we left Florida. I was literally crying. Here's another video, I'll put it here, but this was me when we left my eldest daughter in Florida and we were leaving, and it was like, I was like half an empty nest and I just didn't even know how to deal with that. I loved being a mother, right? Obviously I'm still a mom. I love being a mom, but like raising my littles was truly the most joyful time of my life. There was something about letting that version of myself go. It was like I was so tied. That was like my identity. That is who I was. That is who, like, if you know Michelle is like this proud mom of her kids. And so when I saw that version of myself, like, going away, it was a really scary time for me, okay? And when I posted the video on TikTok about a week ago, so many women could relate to this story, so I knew I needed to speak about it a little bit more. So these are 3 things that I did that I feel like could help you if you are stepping into your chapter 2. This really did happen to me a lot when my eldest daughter turned 20 and I turned 40 and I was stepping into this new freaking landscape of life. A lot of people tried to tell me who I should be and what I should want, okay? Because I did invest so much of myself into my kids, like even through, their teenage life. My eldest daughter is an actor, so I put so much of myself into her career and her life. And when that was kind of ending, a lot of people told me, like, you need to find your people. Now you need to be more social, because I'm kind of like a little bit of a recluse, right? So many people tried to tell me, like, you need to surround yourself with so many friends and you need to be out there and you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And I truly believed them when they told me that. But I am an introvert. I knew deep down that I was an introvert, but I also thought maybe I'm just an introvert because I've always just been a mom and surrounded myself with my kids, right? So I really believed them, so much so that I went on a trip with 20 other women, okay? What was I thinking, okay? My social battery taps out at about the 2-hour mark hanging with one person. So how I thought I was gonna hang with 20 women for a week, 9 days actually, I'm unsure what I was thinking, but I truly believed what other people were telling me that I should want and that I should need. But that trip actually did open a lot of clarity for me, because what I realized was I don't actually want, like, some people that works for them, they like to have a large social circle, they like to be out there, but me, I don't. I'm a family gal, okay? Even though my kids are older, I'm going to Thailand in about a week with my kids and my dad, and for me, that just fills my cup. I'm good meeting up with a girlfriend like once a month for an hour's coffee. That is it for me. But the whole point is, a lot of people were telling me what I should want and what I should need. And when I experienced that, I realized, no, it isn't. And I should have listened to myself, because I knew deep down that I didn't want that. I didn't. But anyways, I did. And same with career. Like, a lot of people will tell you, oh, you're too old to be taking risks, or you need to make safe, careful choices, which I literally detest that with all of my heart, because we have one life. We literally owe it to ourselves to live our most like extravagant dreams, okay? And no one should be telling you otherwise. I genuinely believe this to my core, okay? I don't think it's irresponsible. We're literally on a spinning rock in the midst of galaxies. And you want to talk about making responsible decisions? I'm sorry, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay. But all that to say, I do believe that you can only kind of discover what it is that you want and what you need, and not versus what other people are telling you that you want and your need, through trial and error, which obviously means doing things like going on a trip for 9 days with 20 women and literally hating every single minute of it. Number 2 is giving yourself the permission, this kind of ties into 1, giving yourself permission to feed into your unlived dreams, okay? Chapter 1 for you might not be motherhood in the trenches. Whatever chapter 1 was, where you were unable to do that, chapter 2, I want you to give yourself the permission to live out your wildest dreams, okay? For me, social media, 40 years old, trying to do the social media thing and succeeding, was really scary for me, because I knew people that I went to school with, people, my kids' friends' parents are going to literally, even my kids' friends are going to look at me like, Michelle, what are you that my phone literally overheated and I just had to put you in the freezer, so I'm gonna try and wrap this up really quick, okay? But what was I saying? Oh, here's a funny story. So when my kids were little, I would actually make them, everything just fell. I would make them create YouTube channels, and we'd do like science experiments, because I loved editing and I loved all the things like that. Baby, I wanted to do this all along, okay? So what I'm saying is, whatever unlived dream you have, maybe you want to go back to school, maybe you want to start that business, whatever it is for you, do it, okay? We're not getting younger, all right? The time is now. The ship hasn't sailed, but one day we're going to be 6 feet under and the ship will have sailed, okay? So you owe it to yourself to do it now. I really wanted this to be a much better video, but we don't have time. The phone is gonna overheat again. Number 3, let it be, all right? During that transitionary period at 40 years old, when we were leaving my daughter in Florida and my whole world was turned upside down, the thing you gotta do is not resist it, okay? Because it's going to make your journey to get to where I am right now a lot. What's happening here? The light is just going up and down. It's going to be a lot longer, okay? You need to almost have your world turn upside down. You need everything to kind of scatter everywhere, and then you need to let the dust settle, and then you can kind of assess the situation and start building your life back up to be whatever it is that you want it to be. But what I'm trying to say is, do not resist during those transitionary periods of your life, because it makes it, number 1, a lot more painful, okay? And number 2, there's no sense in trying to pick up the pieces before the pieces have actually settled. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, self-explanatory, that's all I want to say. And I really didn't want this video to be, I hope the video is not as dark as it looks right now on my phone. What I'm trying to say is, here at 41, I can say that I am truly the happiest that I have been. I feel so confident in who I am as a person, because I've truly stepped into the life that I want with 2 feet for the first time. I can honestly say confidence begins when you start feeding into yourself as a person. That's all I want to say, okay? The next video, I promise, will be a lot better. There won't be any light and dark and dust particles. But I just wanted to make this video quickly, because I know so many of you can, oh my gosh, can I speak? So many of you can relate to this. We're dark again. So anyways, you want to go back to school, you want to start a TikTok, you want to start a YouTube, you want to start a business, whatever it is, your ship has not sailed, okay? If you're in your 40s, even your 50s, your 60s, whatever it may be, the 20s is not the only time to take risks. Let me promise you that, okay? Don't be afraid of looking silly to your peers or people that you literally don't even know that well, okay? It's such a disservice to yourself. You owe it to yourself, and that's all I want to say.